Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Roar. Today is Monday, the 8th of February. Topic for today is first world problems. What is a first world problem? Well, it's when something happens and we kind of get upset about it, but we don't really realize that just the fact that we have that opportunity to have that problem is something that a lot of the places in the world and of course in the past people never even had that. We had a couple weeks ago, we had some real strong winds in the late afternoon, and my wife and I were watching television, and all of a sudden the lights went off, the television went off, and we were kind of sitting there thinking, wow, you don't know how long it's going to last. Sometimes we've had those power failures that have kind of flickered off and, 2 minutes later come back on, but sometimes, it could last the whole night, and you have to start planning and thinking about what am I going to do, and you kind of feel bad. You feel like, oh gosh, what? We're kind of handicapped now. We don't have our electricity. We not going to have the alarm clock to wake us up in the morning. You know, you don't have your network, computer network to get on the computer or even turn on the computer. And if my cell service isn't strong, I don't have my Wi-Fi to connect to because my Wi-Fi is, out of power. So it's little things like that. And we think, gosh, it's such a terrible thing. And then you stop and think, well, you know what? Wasn't that long ago we didn't have any of that, and um, we didn't depend on that electricity, and people's lives weren't terrible then. In fact, I think in a lot of ways their lives might have been better. And there's people in the world now that don't have all that advantage of things like electricity and maybe running water or heat or anything like that they might, and we just take it for granted because we have it all the time. So I think it's really important to take a time especially when things like that happen, to reevaluate where you are and what you have. Um, I know when people have said, "Well, gee, my cell phone broke, and now I can't do anything. I can't access my phone numbers, like the contacts. I don't have any of that information, and I lost all my pictures." Well, there are ways to get around that by backing things up, but not everybody does that, and you can't always do that every day. So, you're going to lose stuff. But just think of how much opportunity we have for things that a lot of people don't have, or a lot of people didn't have even 20, 25 years ago. And now when we don't have it, we're upset about it. So we've got more things upsetting us now than we've ever had before. So think about that when something goes wrong, your cell phone or your electricity goes out or you have a problem with your car. Just think about how grateful you are to have a cell phone and internet and electricity and a car to drive. Maybe you won't get quite as upset about it that something's wrong with it. Have a great day and look forward to seeing you next week.